Hi, this is Shell of Shell's Creations. Today I want to show you how you can add realism to your products and to your layout by being aware of the concept of reflected light and adding that to your designs. I'm using the CU Bloom and Crochet 2. I have a couple of the little flowers from that collection. They are recolored and ready to go, and I wanted to add some centers to them. And so I have just a pearl and a brad to give you an idea of what you would want to be doing. Let's start with, as you can see when you see them sitting here, they just don't look realistic there, and so we're going to work on things to try and make this look more realistic. The first thing is that they do need a drop shadow, and so let's go ahead and add a drop shadow there. Now these are really small, and so let's play with the drop shadow on that one. Okay, on this yellow one, when you're making a drop shadow on yellow, you have to be aware of it looking too gray. Anytime you're recoloring anything with yellow, you want to make sure that your shadows tend to the orange side rather than just a gray. So let's play a little bit with the shadow styles on that. Okay, I don't mind the linear burn. I kind of like that method, but I do want to lighten it a little bit, and I probably want to change the color to something that's got a little more color to it, that's in the yellow or orange family, so that I've got a little more color in there. And again, you can play with this to your artistic heart's content there. So that you get something that's more what you're going for. But the first thing I would do is make sure that your shadow color aids in the reflected light. And the second thing that would happen here that will make the biggest difference, the stark difference that you will notice, is that in reality, light would come down, shine on this yellow flower, and it would bounce yellow light back up again. And so that yellow light, or reflected light, would be a yellow light shining on the outside of this pearl. So let's try and recreate that. I want to add a new layer above the pearl layer, and I want to pick a color in our yellow, any bright yellow from the middle of this flower. And I need a soft round brush. Let's choose something. On this one, I think I'm going to go with about 30 on this one. Okay, I could select this pearl and stroke around the path here, but if you're using Photoshop Elements and you don't have that capability, I'm just going to go ahead and draw it. It's not that critical that it be super exact around the outside of it because of how light it's going to be, and that we're just looking for reflected light. And remember, anything that's not perfect adds to the realism of your layouts. Let's change the blending mode on this one to color. And then let's lower the opacity because it wouldn't quite be that bright of a yellow shining up on it. Lower the opacity. I'm going to go down to about 46%. Then the other thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clip it to the pearl. That way I'm not messing with the color of the flower behind it too much with my color there. And there you go. That is what will make it look more realistic than anything, is if it has that yellow light bouncing back up on it. Now let's look at this brad on this blue flower. Okay, when I imagine, let's zoom in so that we can see it a little bit better. When I imagine this brad, I think that blue reflected light would shine on the outside edge of this silver ring around my brad. I don't think it would shine on the entire thing because the inside of the brad is kind of protected from that light shining by the fact that it kind of is the opposite direction. It would be difficult for that blue light to wrap around there. So on this one, even though the brad is larger than the pearl, I want to go ahead and have a smaller brush around the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and go with 10 pixels on this one. And the color, I need a nice vivid blue that matches with the color of my flower. I need a new layer. And on this one, I am going to go ahead and stroke the path because with that tiny of a brush, I'm not as good at exactly around there as I would need to be. And I want to show you that other method. So go ahead and select this, the brad, so that you have the marching ants around your brad. But on a new layer, we're going to want to stroke a path. And so I need my paths menu. This icon right here is the one that you would press to make the work path. And this one right here is to stroke the path. And so that'll go ahead and put our blue around the outside edge there. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete the work path so that I don't have that little line messing with things, and I'll get rid of my paths menu. Same process, change the blending mode to color. Clip it to your brad, and now that's a very vivid light. It wouldn't actually reflect that strongly, and so let's just lower the opacity to somewhere around 50–40%, something like that. There, now that light is hitting the blue flower and bouncing up on the edges of our brad here, and it makes it look much more realistic. That is how you can recreate the look of reflected light to help add realism to your designs. My name's Shell, and I teach digital scrapbook design classes at scraporchard.com. You can find me at shells-creations.com, or if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, shells.creations1@gmail.com. See you next time.